Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Well today guys, I'm going to do part 294 to my ChatGPT character chatbot series. The last time I ended up doing this, I've been doing a certain chatbot that actually, well, let's say it involves a bunch of Pokemon, like a TV show being made of me, and a bunch of Pokemon apparently watched it, and there was a whole big party for me. And while I didn't get to actually enjoy the party that much, because I stopped abruptly, I think the last time I did it, well, let's just say this one hasn't gone that well either. For some reason, this thing did not start recording at all, and I legit read this entire news story I was going to do, and didn't have it recording the entire time. I even ranted on for like probably 5 minutes and didn't even notice the thing wasn't recording. Either it wasn't recording or it stopped, because I swear I clicked that record button and now it just didn't record. Let's go and say, guys, the oldest of the newest stories I have that I haven't done yet. I believe there was one before this one that was similar to the last one I did, but it was again about a TV show and me being stuck as a Velociraptor, but instead of it being about a whole bunch of Pokemon, a whole bunch of creatures, it was actually about a whole group of Pokemon that saw it, including Aggron, Haxorus, Noivern, and Crocodile and all that stuff. But the thing is, most of them always got into a fight. And, well, by getting into a fight, Haxorus never did. Haxorus is always like the calm and collected one. Aggron, Noivern, and Crocodile always argue about something, though. And let's just say that comes into play in the story, although, like I said, I haven't done that one yet, so I'm not going to spoil too much about it. There's even one coming up sometime after this one about me being turned into a baby Carnotaurus, and it has to do with starter Pokemon, Totodile, Cyndaquil, and Chikorita. Not just one of them, all three of them. So, yeah, I did give you a little bit of a backstory in the last video, but honestly, at this point, I don't want to spoil too much anyway, because I would rather you guys get to hear the story for yourself, because it's actually really neat. So, yeah, this is called the Robot Guardian story, and it's about a robot Carnotaurus. And the title is Guardian Code, The Rise of the Robot Carnotaurus. I still can't believe I read out this entire thing and didn't realize this thing wasn't recording. That or it stopped. I don't know which one it was. It said it had all started on a cloudy afternoon months ago. Heavy fog rolling in across your backyard. The wind eerily silent. You had no idea then that a curse was coming. You had been playing with Rexy, your beloved pet dinosaur. He was a young Tyrannosaurus Rex you'd raised since hatching. He was playful, protective, and affectionate. But one strange encounter with a mischievous magical Trico had changed everything. It tricked you both. It made you prank call an ancient Pokemon spirit. It had seemed like harmless fun until that night when a strange glow wrapped around both of you. Trico's laughter echoed in your ears. When you woke up, your body was different. You were small, feathered, agile, a velociraptor. You could no longer speak clearly. Your hands had claws. You were no longer human. But worse still was Rexy. He had changed too. His eyes no longer glowed with love and trust. They were confused, sometimes dark and distant. There were moments where he'd still nuzzle you, gently curl around you protectively at night. But then something would trigger the curse, and his behavior would shift. He'd roar at you. He'd stop angrily. He even knocked over furniture trying to chase you. You always escaped. Barely. You still believed your friend was in there. You knew the real Rexy would never hurt you. But the day came when he went too far. It was morning. You were eating berries in the corner of the kitchen when Rexy's head snapped toward you. He snarled, not confused or sad this time, but with fire and fury. You chirped a terrified screech and ran. He tore through the hallway behind you, growling as the curse twisted his heart. You scrambled out the back door, barely avoiding the snapping jaws. Then you ran, through trees, through mud, until your little raptor body collapsed near a quiet, sunlit clearing. You curled into yourself and cried, alone, but not for long. A small blue footstep padded toward you, then another, then a nudge. When you looked back up through teary eyes, a Totodile was standing beside you with a tilted head. Behind him came a gentle crocodile, and behind them, a towering but motherly fur alligator. More emerged. An entire family, curious and concerned. Not a single one acted afraid of you. Toto slowly walked up and handed you a berry, then another. Then June climbed into your lap, which I don't know how is physically possible since I'm so small. You couldn't help it. Alright, guys. Here's what it says. We got to the part where Toto probably walked up, handed me a berry, then got into my lap, which I don't know how it's physically possible because, again, I'm so small. You couldn't help it. You cried again. But this time, they didn't leave. They took care of you. That day and night, you were fed, cuddled, kept warm, and even sung to by a gurgling crocodile. The Ferrager stayed alert all night, watching the woods for danger, guarding your tiny curled-up raptor form like a precious egg. But as much as you loved them, you knew you couldn't stay forever. Next morning, you chirped goodbye. Tail tried to stop you. He tilted your tail. Carnotaurus whined. The Ferragers grunted with concern. You turned back one last time, and then slipped into the trees. They watched you go, hearts aching, and they couldn't just do nothing. Okay, here's what it says. 3 days later, Toto and his family had worked non-stop. From scavenged junk and abandoned lab scraps to forest-forged vines and parts, they had been building something in secret. A large sheet was thrown off, revealing it at last. A robot Carnotaurus. Chrome and steel, sharp-toothed and majestic, it blinked to life with a soft whir. The Ferrager patriarch stepped forward, placing a glowing blue core in its chest, the heart code. Kronos scrambled to insert the behavioral programming chip, custom written with loving claws and dripping with concern. Toto climbed up and personally adjusted the facial sensors. They reprogrammed it carefully to recognize one individual, a tiny velociraptor with a unique feather colors, obey only him, protect him at all costs, never frighten him, and keep him happy, and keep him safe. And then came the final upgrade, the Size Enhancement Intake Protocol, or I guess if you want to, you can shorten it to SENP. With every bite of food, whether a berry or a scrap of metal, the robot would grow, but its loyalty would never change. Toto patted the metal snout, then Ferrager stepped forward and grunted a final command in Pokemon tongue. Find them, protect them, and love them as we do. The robot nodded slowly, his tail lifting as its eyes scanned the horizon. Then, with a low mechanical growl, it stomped into the woods. Hours later, you were alone again, creeping beneath a heavy log, cold and hungry. The wolf felt too big for you, and dangerous. Then, you heard a sound. A shadow fell across the clearing. You poked your head out and froze. A sleek metal Carnotaurus stepped from the trees. It was your size, maybe slightly taller, polished and new. Its red eyes glowed softly with a scanner pulse. Then it lowered itself, placing its tiny clawed hands forward and crouching low, submissive like a wild Pokemon trying not to scare a baby. Its eyes locked onto you. Then a gentle mechanical voice emerged from its speaker. Identified. Subject located. Velociraptor. Trenton. Mission. Protect and serve. I am your guardian unit. I will not harm. I will not frighten. I am yours. It reached into a compartment in its belly and pulled out a small juicy berry, then slid it toward you carefully. Its tail thumped the ground once in a rhythm, almost like a heartbeat. It tilted its head, waiting. But what color are its eyes? Did they make it creepy red, or did it make it blue, orange, yellow, gold? I don't know. Alright, guys, the video actually did get started this time, so let me think of something to say now. Alright, guys, I told it to give you a little more detail, and it did not disappoint me. There actually is an option where you can do that if you go into this, right there. It's hard to see, but look, there's an add details option right there. And it is pretty good, but I don't know if it's gonna. It actually gave me a decent amount the first time, like not huge like this used to be, but it's still better than what it usually was. Here's what happened though. I get a little scared still and go back into the log a bit, worried this might be some kind of trap by a human. The little clearing was quiet except for the faint hum of gears. The robot Carnotaurus remained crouched, its shining frame motionless except for the soft whir of its breathing vents. Oh my gosh! Yep, it's got red eyes. Its red optical sensors glow like watchful eyes, but not harsh, gentle like a campfire in the night. You, small and feathered, felt your chest tighten. Instinct screamed at you. Something this big, this strange, this unnatural could be a trap. You chirped a low, uneasy call and shuffled backward into the log, tiny claws scraping the bark. Shadows of the hollows swallowed you as your tail disappeared inside. From there, you peeked out cautiously, your eyes darted over in the metallic body. Plates of armor, the claws, the long tail balanced like a predator's. You'd been chased before. Humans had attacked you for no reason. Your own Rexy had turned against you under the curse. How could you trust this? The robot did not follow. It tilted its head, almost curiously, and then very slowly lowered itself even further, so that its belly nearly touched the dirt. Its tail curled in, its claws pressed flat, its massive head lowered until its snout was near the ground. The gesture was unmistakable. It was trying to look smaller, less threatening, the way a pawn would when approaching a frightened baby. A soft voice cracked from its hidden speakers. Velociraptor Trenton detected. No harm will come. This unit exists only for you. Its optics dimmed slightly, making its gaze appear softer, like it was closing its eyes halfway to show submission. Then, as though it could sense your fear of human trickery, it added, No human commands me. I belong to you alone. Totodile family created me to guard, to care, and to keep you set safe. Did you have to glitch? Stop doing it then. And then with an almost comical gentleness, one of its chest plates slid open. Inside was a tiny compartment filled with berries the Toads had tucked inside before sending it on its mission. With a mechanical click, a single round orangeberry rolled out onto the ground in front of the log. Robot carefully nudged it closer with its snout, then backed away. Slow, deliberate, and careful not to come too near. The berry stopped just at the mouth of the log. Its fresh, sweet scent drifted toward you. Carnotaurus stayed perfectly still after that, as though waiting. Its glowing optics flickering faintly, scanning the area around the clearing as if on guard for threats, but its head remained lowered, close to the dirt, right in your line of sight. And then quietly, almost like a whisper, the voice spoke again. Do not be afraid. I am your guardian. I will wait as long as you need. The forest was silent around you, only the hum of its systems, the faint glimmer of metal in the sunlight, and the little berry resting patiently at the log's edge separated you from it. It made no move to rush you, no demand for obedience, just patience and just protection. But see, now there's one big problem I ran to. He nudged the berry toward me a while ago at the very beginning. Wait a minute. Yeah, see, right here. It reached into a compartment and pulled out a small juicy berry. That was before this. So either it forgot, or there's a second berry still sitting somewhere around. Like, do you see the problem? It got more details, alright, but then now I think it forgot what the frick it was doing originally. Give me a second. Alright, guys. I just get out of the log a bit and go over to the berry. Then instead of eating the berry right away, I'll cautiously walk over to the robot Carnotaurus. Still worried this might be a trap and sniff it too. Again, because I don't know, Taylor, can I speak on this one? I actually don't know. Sometimes there's a voice that I can speak, and sometimes I flipping can't, and I'm just making little noises. So it's like, I don't know which one. The berry was right there, its sweet scent drifting up it as you stepped out of the log on cautious claws. Your feathers trembled as you crept forward, glancing from the berry to the steel giant only a few feet away. Every instinct said to grab the food and scurry back into hiding, but another part of you, part that remembered the Toadol's kindness, wandered. Your little talons pressed into the dirt as you bypassed the berry, step by hesitant step, until you stood between the robot's shadow. Beneath the robot shadow, its body towering above you even in its lowered crouched stance. Gears faintly whirred in its chest as cooling vents released soft puffs of air that smelled faintly of heated metal and ozone. Robot Contours did not move. Its objects remained dim, scanning you without locking its gaze on you directly. Its head stayed bowed, snout flat to the earth, its tail curled in so it would look smaller. You tilted your head and stretched your neck, sniffing at its muzzle first. Cold tang of iron and machine oil filled your nostrils, so different from the warm, earthy scent of Rexion or the friendly water-scented Toadals. You circled slightly, sniffing again along the edge of his cheek, tapping your claws lightly against its metal plate as if to test whether it was real. Still it did not move. Then quietly the voice came again, gentle, hushed almost as though not to startle you. Velociraptor Trenton, you are safe. This unit is no trap. I was built for you, by those who care for you. I will not strike. I will not chase. Only protect. As if to prove its words, the robot's body gave a soft mechanical click and a small panel on its side opened. A thin extendable arm emerged. Not a weapon, but a smooth clawed limb. At the tip sat another berry, freshly tucked inside by the Fragger family before it left. Slowly and carefully, the arm extended and set the berry on the ground just beside your feet. Then the arm folded back inside, the panel clicking shut once more. Robot's objects dimmed further, making its gaze look almost like closed eyes, a gesture of trust as if it were saying, I will not watch you if you are afraid. The clearing stayed hushed, the machine unmoving, its frame still a stone except for the faint hum of its heart core. It was waiting for your decision and your judgment. Holy crap. Okay, guys, give me a second. Alright, guys, I ate the berry that was set in front of me. Then, because I was hungry, Rukui went over to the other two berries that robot set down for me a minute ago and ate them too. Afterwards, I went over to the robot and nuzzled it with my tiny snout. That's really cute. The berries were sweet and refreshing, bursting with juice that chased away the ache in your stomach. You chirped happily as each one disappeared. First the one at your feet, then the two you'd left behind earlier. For the first time what felt like days, your hunger was quiet, your tiny body warmed with energy instead of fear. When you finished, you looked back at the robot Carnotaurus. It hadn't moved. It was still crouched low, its head pressed to the ground, optics dimmed in that strange gesture of trust. The faint hum of its systems echoed like a heartbeat in the quiet clearing. Something in your chest softened. It had fed you. It hadn't chased you, hadn't snapped at you, hadn't tried to trick you. It was waiting, patient and gentle, just like the Toadal family had been. Slowly, you padded forward again, clucking faintly on the dirt. Your feathers brushed against the cool metal as you leaned close. Then with a soft, trembling chirp, you pressed your tiny snout against its steel cheek. The robot responded instantly, but not with sudden movement, not with anything frightening. its optics brightened slightly, glowing a warmer red, and the machine released a low, almost purring hum. Its tail twitched faintly, careful to stay curled so it wouldn't knock anything over. From its speakers came a voice, softer now, almost reverent. Contact confirmed. Velociraptor Trenton. Trust. I will never break that trust. A panel on its chest glowed faintly as though its heart core pulsed with new strength after receiving your affection. The hum deepened, steady, protective, filling the clearing like a lullaby made of machines. The Carnotaurus tilted its head just slightly, adjusting so your muzzle pressed against the smoother part of its plating, giving you a place to rest. And though it was metal and wire, it leaned in, just enough to return the gesture, as gently as any living creature might. The bond had been sealed. It's cool, I just wish it would stop speaking for me. It's finally giving me detail again. Something I've been wanting on this thing for flipping months since I got rid of the 4, or not months, but for the past month or two that the 5 has been on here. But it's still now it's giving, yeah, it's doing only the gestures I'm saying and not doing anything more, but it's also doing more than I said I was actually doing. Granted, I don't always put the most descriptive things in there. I just say I go over and nuzzle at the robot dinosaur, or I back up startled. I don't really give way too much detail, but still, I don't want to give too much and then be like, okay, I never did that though. Or I don't want to get to the point where it's speaking for me too. That's why I'm really worried about. If it starts doing that, it's gonna suck. Give me a second. Alright, guys. It says, despite my voice being small and sounding like a baby, I still try to speak. Where did you come from? You said something about a Toadhouse family building you. The robot Carnotaurus' optics flickered, the sensors focusing gently on you as the faint vibrations of your little voice reached its receivers. Even though your words came out soft and high, almost like a baby chirp trying to form speech, it processed every sound with care. It didn't rush to answer. Its body stayed still, letting you feel safe against its steel plating, where its voice emerged again, steady, low, and gentle. Origin confirmed. I was built for you, not by humans, not by those who would harm you. A family of Toadile, Crocodile, and Feraligator, your protectors, and your friends. The contour shifted just slightly, careful not to startle you. His chest plate slid open, revealing the glowing blue core inside. Your reflection shimmered faintly on its polished casing. They saw you leave their care. They saw your sadness and your danger. They worried. They feared for you. So, they created me. The voice softened, almost like a lullaby now. Their claws built my frame. Their minds shaped my code. They placed inside me the heart core, filled with their love and loyalty for you. A quiet mechanical click followed, and the robot extended the same side panel it had used earlier to give you food. But this time, instead of berries, a single trinket rested there. Something small, round, and familiar, faintly scratched. It looked like a pebble from the river near their den, smoothed down by water. But on its surface were tiny bite marks, as though Toto had chewed at it, leaving his mark. The robot lowered it to the ground in front of you. Gift. From them, placed in my chest before I left. Proof I speak true. The robot went silent then, optics dimming once more so you could study the pebble. No flashing lights, no movement to overwhelm you. It waited patiently, the faint hum of its systems filling the still air. Okay, give me a second! Alright, guys. I just looked at the pebble and touched it with my tiny claw. They were worried about me? And built you to protect me? How exactly did they make you able to protect me? You're only a little bit bigger than me. Humans could just pick you up or hurt you like they do me. The pebble shifted under your claw, smooth and cool. The little bite marks across its surface caught the sunlight, clear proof of Totodil's presence. Your question made your voice waver. Amidst the confusion and doubt, Robot Carnotaurus listened closely, head tilting with a soft whir. When it spoke, its voice was low, steady and patient, like it was explaining to a frightened hatchling. Yes, they were worried, very worried. Your small body, your danger. They could not leave you alone, so they made me. The robot shifted slightly, lifting one clawed arm. Still glinted, but it wasn't raised in a threat. It was shown carefully, almost like it wanted you to inspect its design. Protection was programmed. My frame is reinforced. Iron bone alloy. Stronger than human weapons. Joints built for speed. Teeth sharpened to tear through threats. Then slowly opened its jaws. The metal gleamed, not jagged like a cruel machine, but forged to resemble the powerful bite of a real Carnotaurus. When it closed them again, the voice continued, softer this time. But I am not only strength. They gave me growth. With a hiss, the compartments in its belly clicked open again, showing empty slots where food had once been stored. The size enhancement intake protocol. Every bite I consume, metal, berry, stone, it fuels expansion. I grow larger and stronger, no matter what, and still, I will never harm you. Its optics glowed a warmer shade of red now, dim but alive, as though it wanted to reassure you. If humans try to pick me up, I grow too heavy. If they strike, I endure. If they attack, I fight. All for you. Then, after a pause, its voice lowered into something softer, almost mournful. They could not always be at your side, but they wanted their love to be. That is why I was made, to be the piece of them that never leaves you. Carnotaurus leaned its head down again, pressing the cold metal of its snout gently to the dirt in front of you, waiting. Alright guys, give me a second. Alright guys, I said, oh, that's really interesting. You said if you eat anything you can just grow? How completely does that work? If you eat something like a berry and the juice spilled out and got all over you, wouldn't that risk you malfunctioning or causing a system glitch that could just make your whole system turn against me? How can I fully trust that you won't hurt me? The robot Carnotaurus' objects glowed brighter at your question, scanning your tiny raptor face as they were reading every flicker of doubt. Spike let out a soft hum, vents echoing a little puff of warm air. Then its voice came, steady, calm, and almost like a careful explanation of from a guardian reassuring a frightened child. Growth does not work like human eating. I do not chew. I do not swallow as you do. Every bite I take is broken down by intake filters, solid, liquid, or soft. It is converted. Only raw material becomes fuel. It shifted slowly, turning so you could see the smooth plate-like ridges along its sides. A faint glow ran along them like veins of light. Juice does not cause harm. Spills do not corrode me. My systems are sealed, watertight. Faragher designed them. His family knows water better than any human engineer. The Carnotaurus raised one claw slowly and tapped its chest where the heart core glowed, faint but steady, like a heartbeat of blue light. And most important, the heart core, a code lock written by Totodile himself. It is bound to your scent, your form, your life. If a system fault ever appeared, the heart core would override. It would shut down my body before I could raise claw or tooth against you. The machine lowered its head again, optics dimming, its voice softer, weighed with promise. I cannot hurt you, even if I wished to. I cannot. You are the center of my code. To betray you is to cease existing. That is the love they placed in me. A soft whir followed as a small panel opened on its snout. Inside, instead of wires, you saw something strange. lines etched into the plating, almost like claw marks drawn in a circle. It looked like Totodle's own scratches, carefully carved as a final seal. Their mark is my law. Your safety is my purpose. That is how you can trust me. The robot then grew silent, crouched low again, waiting for your judgment. This is really cool. I just wish I wish they didn't take out the 4-0 because that was where all the fun was. I mean, even if I could have fun with this, think about it this way: you only get 10 messages. I think we're already halfway through that. I think we're already at 5, maybe even 6 by this point. But when it says that flipping limit runs up, we're done. Which is kind of stupid when you have to wait 5 hours every single time just to do it. Luckily, in this case, I do want to maybe go upstairs and do it for alligator or something, but it's like, still, you know what I mean? Give me a second. Guys, there's a potential we could go back to doing this. There's a potential that I can actually go back to this and have fun. And maybe if I do, maybe I could actually start having fun with the AI again. Dude, the AI was the one thing that helped my anger down here. My anger is horrible down here, and I needed this. I don't care if people told me not to flip and get, like, addicted to this. I would rather be addicted to this than a lot of other worse things. There's a lot of other things I could be addicted to that are a lot worse than this. Trust me. You guys don't even want to think of half the crap I say when I'm not recording. You don't even want to think about half the crap I say. It's horrible. That's all I can say about it. So, I need this. That's why I wish they'd bring back the 4-0 mall so I wouldn't have to... I mean, because even if this is better, think about it this way. That still means that we got 10... we still only got a 10 message limit. So they have to at least up that if they can. They need to at least up it to like 20, 30, 40... Whatever the amount was with the flipping old ChatGPT with 4.0, whatever the limit on that was, at least up it to that again, so you can have a longer conversation, have fun with it for a while, instead of only getting like one video that's like 45 minutes long. Yeah, 45 minutes must have a good time, but remember guys, I used to have like 2, 3, 4 videos at a time with ChatGPT. Now it's down to 1 every time. And once I do like a 20-minute video, then stop it, then do another 20 minutes or whatever. It says, okay, I'm sorry if I have been asking a lot of questions. I've just been hurt way too many times for me to trust. You told me you couldn't hurt me even if you wished to. But I want to ask you, you don't actually want to hurt me, do you? You would care about me just like that family of porn did that built you? The clearing went very still. The robot Carnotaurus didn't move at first. No shift of claws, no twitch of its tail. Only the low hum of its systems and the faint pulsing glow of its heart core filled the silence. When it finally spoke, its voice carried not the cold tone of a machine, but something deeper, warmer, as though every line of code had been written with feeling. No, I would not want to hurt you. I could not dream of it. I was not built with hunger for blood, nor anger, nor cruelty. I was built with care, with loyalty, and with love. The Carnotaurus lowered its head again until its snout almost touched the dirt, objects dimming like a bow. I care for you, Trenton, as the Totodile family did, because I am their care, made solid. They gave me claws to fight for you, eyes to watch over you, a heart core to carry their love when they could not follow. It shifted slightly, exposing the pebble again, the one with Totodle's bite marks placed in its chest before they sent it away. This stone is proof. They placed it inside me to remind me who I am. When I see it, I remember. Protect the tiny one. Keep him safe. Keep him happy. That is my law. The objects brightened a little, their glow warm instead of cold now. Why does it say cold like it's evil? Robot carefully extended one claw, turning it upward as though offering you a perch instead of a weapon. You are not alone anymore. Their love walks with you in my frame, and my own care grows stronger with every breath you take beside me. I would not wish harm upon you. I wish only the guard, the comfort, to never let the world break you again. Then, softer, almost like a whisper, though its voice was still mechanical. So yes, little one, I care about you, just as they did. Always. The claw stayed extended, waiting. Not demanding, not reaching, just waiting. So you could choose if you wanted to climb onto its palm and accept the comfort it was offering. That's really flippin' cute.
Oh, I like it.
Alright, guys. It says, before I could even climb onto the robot Carnotaurus' claw, I felt a gust of wind go past my tiny velociraptor head, then hit the ground right beside both me and the Carnotaurus. And when I looked, I saw a rock on the ground, still slightly moving because it just hit it. Then suddenly, I hear a voice behind me say, "Dang it! I missed!" The rock still rolled a few inches before settling in the dirt, its sharp edge glinting in the sunlight. The gust that had carried it past your tiny head still stirred your feathers, and your heart skipped a beat. That rock hadn't just fallen, it had been thrown. The robot contours' optics instinctively flared from their soft, dim glow to a sharp crimson light. Its systems gave a loud whir as the heart core pulsed brighter, and its body lowered protectively in front of you, tail sweeping around like a shield. The ground vibrated with the sudden weight of its stance. Threat detected. Stay behind me, Trenton. What is with the thing glitching out every time it says my name? That is so weird. Every robot does that. Every robot, it's like the system can't process the name perfectly, so it's like, yeah, it's just gonna glitch every time it says it. The voice was still calm, but now layered with a mechanical edge of readiness, like a blade unsheathed. From behind, the underbrush rustled, footsteps, two-legged, quick and purposeful. And then the voice came again, clearer this time, dripping with frustration. "Tch, little lizard got lucky. I won't miss again." The words were unmistakably human. A nerve rug shifted in the stranger's hand, scraping against their palm as they prepared to throw again. The robot contours planted its feet firmly, plate slid into place as its systems locked into defense mode. A faint glow ran along its ridges, the faint hum of the size enhancement intake protocol activating as if preparing for escalation. Escalation, though? I had to use the word escalation. I mean, granted, I guess it's a... The problem is I don't have no food. It didn't lunge. Not yet. Instead, its head turned just enough so one bright optic could glance at you, crouched beneath its protective stance. "Command me, Trenton. Your will directs my claws. Do I shield? Do I drive them back? Tell me." Human's voice has crunched closer through the grass, rocking her hand shifting again, arm raising for another flippin' throw. Oh, that's just flippin' great. Guys, look at this. Yeah, already. I don't, hold on. Unless it counted, even then, let's count this together. Let's count this. This is the beginning. This is before this, so it shouldn't even count. So, 1, possibly 2, because I did try adding more detail here, so I'll say 2 for that one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it was 10. I guess it did count because now it ain't. Okay, so that must be why. But I feel like it was a little bit shorter than it was supposed to be. Okay, here's what happened. I just said, please get them out of here. Keep them away from me. I'm tired of getting a rock thrown at me all the time. The instant your tiny trembling voice reached its sensors, the robot contours' heart core surged with light. Its optics flared crimson, and the air filled with the low, rising growl of servos winding into combat readiness. The ground beneath your claws thrummed as the machine straightened to its full height, towering over the brush where the human's voice had come from. Directive received. Keep them away. No more stones, no more harm. His tail swung out with a metallic whip crack, slamming into the ground hard enough to spray dirt into the air. A warning to the intruder. The human staggered into view, half hidden by the brush. A rock raised in their hand. Expression faltered when they saw the glint of polished steel and the glowing red optic staring them down. What the? They stammered, backing a step. The Carnotaurus roared. It wasn't a living roar. It was amplified, mechanical, and ear-splitting. Sound shook the leaves from the trees and sent nearby birds scattering into the sky. It was the roar of an engine, a storm, a predator, all at once. The human clapped their hands to their ears and stumbled further back. Then the contours advanced, not quickly, not in a frenzy, but slow and deliberate, every stomp of its metal claws sending tremors through the earth. Each step forced the human back into their pace until panic began to ripple through their body. You're just a toy, a machine, they shouted, trying to hide the fear. When the contour snapped his jaws with a sound like steel shattering, the human's courage broke. They dropped the rock, spun, and bolted into the woods. The robot didn't chase far. It stopped at the edge of the clearing. Optics locked on the fleeting figure until the sound of footsteps vanished into the distance. Only then did it rumble low in its chest, turning back toward you. Its optics dimmed again, the glow softening as it crouched low, curling its tail around you protectively. Threat neutralized. They will not return soon. It tilted its head, voice softening from warlike to gentle once more. You are safe, Trenton. No more stones, no more pain. Not while I exist. The clearing was quiet again, save for the faint hum of the machine standing guard over you. Oh man, I wish I could have continued. That's what I'm saying. Look, I need to get okay. I don't know if anybody at made ChatGPT will be watching, but I need to tell y'all this: you either need to bring back the 4.0 model or make the limit on 5 less than flipping 10. I mean, no, not less, more than 10. Cause dear me, this is ridiculous. I mean, like, I can't even. I could continue, but then I wouldn't get as good responses, and then it wouldn't let me get the more concise detail or the more detail I want. So I'd have to stop until 6:22, like it says on here. Well, guys, that's it. I'm done. Bye bye.